And there's Roger Penske here today talking with Tommy Sneva, who just had one escaping. He had it right in his grasp. He was about to put this race away, and then it slipped away from his grasp. 14 laps to go. Here's the conflict up in front, back into turn number one. Unser just in front, Mears just in second. The Jim Hall car first, the Roger Penske car in second. Any instructions to those drivers on the radios right now?
No, there certainly isn't. They would never interrupt them at this moment.
Mears looked like he wanted to do a shot on the inside. He comes back to the outside. The crowd is just up and cheering. Back into the main straightaway. Allen first. Mears goes to the inside. He tries to get beneath it. Unser shuts him off.
How would you do it, Ken?
Well, how would I do it?
You're right.
I'd sit right up here and watch it with you. I'd put it in the wall in the first lap, I'll tell you that.
Now he's going to try something else now.
12 laps to go. In the pits, Brock Yates.
You're watching a race out there between two guys that were well behind you. I'm sure that's a very frustrating moment now. What happened?
Well, we had some kind of fuel pickup problem. We got fuel in the tank, but it isn't picking it up, and, you know, so we just can't pick up any more fuel. We don't have any in the tank to put any more in, and so we're out of business.
You just totally, the car's running fine other than the fact it doesn't have any fuel on board. Is that right?
Yeah, the car's been working super all year. You know, the car gets through the corner as good as anybody. We just haven't been able to go down the straightaway and get the fuel mileage, and we thought we'd solve some of that problem, but it looks like we still need to
Okay.
Okay, 10 laps to go. 10 laps remaining in the event. Just 10 laps to go. The dice is for the lead. The leader is Al Unser, three-time Indianapolis champion. The second place, a relative unknown, Rick Mears, as we get down to the finish. Dan Gurney called it right. He said that this car might have to make one more stop. It did. Al Unser is in the pits as the laps run out. There are 5 laps remaining. Rick Mears is in the lead. Here's the replay. You see Unser in the lead as they come up on a lap car, and all of a sudden he begins to run out of fuel, and Mears on the outside goes in front, and Unser slides it into the pits, and now he's out of the race. Al Unser is out. Now tell me about it.
It looks like the same malady that put Tom Sneva out. I think that they had already put all the fuel in the car, and they couldn't pick it up. Almost the identical fault, and yet here comes Rick Mears in what should be an identical car, and he's getting great mileage, and it looks like he has the win.
A year ago, he was sensational as he just got started, and this year he's going to win one. Rick Mears out of Ventura, California. Laps running down, 147 complete. Salt Walters just pitted again. He's coming back on the track. There is Johnny Rutherford's car, number 4, and he has appropriated second position. Johnny Parsons just pitted his machine late in the going, and Rutherford in this backup car after shunting his car for this race is running second. There's Al Unser just standing there looking dejectedly down the track at a race that seemingly, like Sneva, he had right by the neck and was holding on to it, but it scribbled away from him.
Not a happy man.
$240,000 winner in Indianapolis. Today it came so close, but ended so far away.
If looks could kill, I think that'd be a dangerous one.
Here is Rick Mears. I saw this guy race in the desert and win a year ago, and I can't believe he can be this smooth because in the desert, all you do, white flag, 1 lap to go, is bump and jounce and leap 40 and 50 feet to the air. It's like watching an old Chitwood stunt show at the same time trying to run a race, and here he is, doing so beautifully all day, staying in the hunt, and now he is about to taste victory for the first time in his career, and this great racing crowd, he's slowing a little. He is slowing.
Fuel problem, too.
Mears is slowing. He's up in turn number 3. Here is Johnny Rutherford, the second place car coming around.
Is that right?
Here is Mears in turn 3 and 4. He's trying to bring that car down. He's on the inside of the track. He is down on the inside. He's trying to bring it through. Here comes the Rutherford car. Mears trying. You can see him shake the car, trying to get more fuel to it. He's coming to the line. He's running out of time. Checkered flag is up. Mears wins it. Rutherford finishes in second. What a car right back. about pressure. Dan, now, didn't you have that happen to you in the Grand Prix one time? The car ran out in the last lap?
Oh, sure. Yep. Ken, you can see there's the old guard, and there's the new.
There is a whole new generation on Gaius and Mears just coming on. Here's Johnny Rutherford finishing in second, and after all the terrible luck that Team McLaren has had this year, that's a good finish for Tyler Alexander, and let's wish that team well in the remaining races on the United States Auto Club this year. We'll be having an interview with young, sensational Rick Mears live at Milwaukee in just a moment. Here he is pulling in after having fuel pickup trouble in the waning moments of the race. Rick Mears wins his first race here at Milwaukee. Well, Milwaukee is always where they're so well organized and so careful, and everything always goes off, and they've done it beautifully today. But right now, Victory Lane has turned into a Looney Tune down there. Somewhere in the midst of all of that is you can see Brock Yates fighting his way in. He is with the winner, Rick Mears. Let's get down to him now.
Rick, congratulations. The camera in this melee is up on the roof up there. If you'll point up there and say hello. I wish you could have made that finish a little bit more thrilling. How did you? I got a little sense of the end.
I didn't think there was any way we'd make it. It started running about 4 laps in the end, and I thought there's no way, but something was with us. Everything just worked out fine.
Fantastic drive.
Thank
Did the car? You were right in the hunt all afternoon, but that fuel thing was the only trouble you had the whole distance?
Yes, it was. Everything we had lost. I overworked the right front tire to start with a little bit, and we had to change that, but other than that, everything went beautiful. The guys did a beautiful job. Everything was great.
This is victory number one of what I'm sure is going to be a whole bunch more on the championship trail. What does it feel like? Did you think it'd come this quickly?
No, I really didn't. I really thought it'd be a lot longer away than this, but I still can't believe it, and hopefully we will have some more.
You were jockeying the car around a little bit coming down the front straightaway. Were you trying to slosh the fuel toward the pickups in the tanks?
Yeah, I had been doing that for about the last lap, trying to get it to pick up a little more, and every time I would, it would help just a little bit, and as long as I let it run in an idle and didn't give it any gas, it would go ahead and creep along, so we just kept going.
Well, you had one more lap, didn't you? You made it all the way around here to Victory Lane. So maybe...
I'd have never bet on that.
Okay. A very happy crowd around you. We're delighted. Everybody, our heartiest congratulations on your first championship victory.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Back out of this mob, Ken. A very, very happy Rick Mears. And a little surprised, man. He really didn't expect to do it, I don't think. But I'm sure Dan Gurney knows about these thrilling finishes. He had a couple of them in his career. I remember one when you ran across the finish line on the starter motor down at Daytona. Dan, do you remember that?
Daniel's on his way down to you right now, Bob.
Yeah, he's stepped into this massive confusion right here. Daniel, you remember a couple of finishes, I was just saying, like Rick had, where you were sure that you just weren't going to do it, and the car kind of coasted across the finish line.
That was a little too close for comfort, for certain. Rick deserves the win. He drove a great race all day. Very nicely prepared car.
You had a good chance to watch him down on the... We're in a little bit of trouble here. Here we go. We're looking at up there, Dan. You had a good chance to watch him from the booth. He looked like he was very, very smooth going into turn one. Had it under control.
Picture book race. He didn't take any unnecessary chances. He drove hard, drove well, didn't make any mistakes. He was fortunate to get good mileage. Drove like a typical Californian, I'd say.
A little chauvinism there from the West Coast. Up to you, Ken. That's it from here.
All right, let's take a look at the final standings. Averaging 120.677 miles per hour, Rick Mears records his first United States Auto Club Championship victory, with Johnny Rutherford finishing in the second place. Finishing in third was Wally Dallenbach. Fourth today, and Steve Krisaloff keeps on coming on stronger. Krisaloff fourth. Fifth was Larry Dixon. Finishing sixth today was Al Unser. Seventh was Johnny Parsons, who retired in the 142nd lap of competition. We're getting ready now to show you the Swedish Grand Prix from yesterday at Anderstorp. So let's go to that report from Barry Gill. Number 7 led just 7 laps, but they were the ones that counted. The final laps, Rick Mears wins his first United States Auto Club Championship race here at Milwaukee, Wisconsin this afternoon, with John Rutherford second, Wally Dallenbach third, Steve Krisaloff fourth, Larry Dixon fifth, Al Unser placing sixth, Johnny Parsons was seventh, Bigelow eighth, Mosley ninth, Tom Sneva finishing further back, Larry Cannon 10th, Saltwalter 11th. Here's a replay of that last unbelievable lap. Johnny Rutherford in second place, car number 7 beginning to slow down. It wasn't tuckered out. It was just flat running out of fuel, shaking the car back and forth, trying to get every bit of fuel possible into that 8-cylinder Ford Cosworth engine. The Penske PC6 danced and wiggled its way across to give Mears a victory. And there you see Rutherford passing him just after they had come across the line. That's how they finished today in the new standings in the USAC Championship Trail. Sneva first, John Cox second, Angaya slips back to fourth, Krisaloff moves to third, Al Unser still fifth, Dallenbach sixth, A.J. Foyt is seventh, and along with the story of the winner today, Rick Mears, the story of the second place competitor is important. Brock Yates has it now.
Thanks, Ken. We've got the man here that I think perhaps put on the greatest show of the whole day. John, I know you, a guy as competitive as you are, think second place is no place. But based on what happened to you earlier this afternoon, a crash, bringing out the backup car, and almost winning this thing, it has to be a sensational bit of performance for you.
Well, yes, it always is. And, of course, it's a tribute to my guys. They worked very hard getting the other car together and in shape and robbing the crashed car of parts to get the other one ready to go, and they worked very hard. Of course, Team McLaren is the best, I think. Finishing second is not where we wanted to finish, and I think we could have won it.
How close were you? Could you have gotten him?
Well, about 25 yards. It was so close that it made me wonder if maybe where the line was, because it's not very clearly defined in the shadows down there, and I thought maybe we might have done it, but it was close.
Okay, next time it won't be so close, I'm sure. Thanks, John. Sensational performance. Ken, that's it from the pits. Back up to you.
A.J. Foyt finished 20th today. Danny Ungaius wound up in 16th position after that engine blew up